In this video, I thought I'd showcase my System of a Down collection, which I've been amassing for 6 years now. I became a really big fan of this band back in 2005 after they released Hypnotize, one of my favorite albums that I've ever owned, and spent hundreds of dollars looking for all these pieces, and the collection's almost complete, but I thought I'd split it between two different videos. This will be the first half showing my albums, my CD albums, and my singles that I have from them. First is the limited edition version of the self-titled album. This limited edition version was released in 1999, a year following the 1998 pressing of the regular one. What makes this limited edition is it has a bonus disc, and on that second disc it has live versions of Sugar, War, Sugar, Sweet Pea, No, and War live on it. The album insert is a tad different. The inside's the same, but on the limited edition it has a group shot of the band on what appears to be a subway or a metro, riding a subway or metro. And all the everybody else's faces are censored. Also on the bonus disc is their 1998 interview. Those who have seen it know what I'm talking about. It was filmed in black and white, but it's a really good interview. I recommend checking it out if you can find it. And it also has the video for Sugar on the bonus disc as well. That can be played through a computer. The second is the limited edition version of Toxicity. There's two limited edition versions, but I preferred this one because at the time it sounded more interesting, and to be honest, I like the blue tint better than the red. Stupid reason, but it's true. This one as well has a bonus disc, and on that bonus disc it has the video for Toxicity and live performances of Prison Song, Chop Suey, and Bounce from, I believe, Denver of 2002. And that's the year that this was released. Just like the other limited edition, it was a year after the original pressing. And just like the previous one as well, the inside lyric booklet is identical, but on the pages of this one, it's covered in blue tint, with the exception of their self shots. And here is my limited edition Steal This album. Nothing special about this except for the CD artwork itself. There were 5 different pressings of this disc. Obviously the mass-produced one, that's just the regular disc, the black and white disc. And then there were 4 limited discs that were drawn up by the 4 band members. This one in particular is Surge's edition, as you can see his name, and around the entire disc is a poem that he had wrote, and I would read the whole thing out to you, but it's very lengthy, but it's really transcendental. It's really cool. This disc is actually in really good shape. Jewel case is in really good shape as well. Next is the only CD album that I own that isn't limited edition. It's just Mesmerized. One interesting thing about this is I still do have the little paper sheet here of the instruction of how to combine the double albums together to make it into one uniform package. I don't know how rare, I don't want to say rare, but how scarce these things are, because I can imagine that they rip and tear easy and suffer a lot of damage, but mine is in really good shape with the exception of that crease right there. And obviously, this is my final CD album, being Hypnotized. Uh, the case is in really good shape, considering it's what material it's made of. And this is the dual disc version. Dual disc being this in particular. It's a DVD on one side and CD on the other. Nothing in the booklet or the album art has changed though. But on that dual disc is the entire album enhanced on DVD stereo. The music videos for Byob in question, and a little biography background of the making of Mesmerized and Hypnotized. And for the singles, the oldest one I own, and the second oldest one I believe that they have, is Spiders. This was released in 1999, a year after the album debut. It's just a one-page insert here, and on the inside is just some criticism by press, but positive though, obviously, and a blue promo disc. I also have the Johnny single. It's a one-track promo. Serge is credited with the writing. For those that you've heard this song, it's really quite scarce and unique. It's only been, I think it was only performed within a 2-week period back in 2001. It's either 2001 or 2000 when they were touring back in the summer of 2000 or 2001. And if you get online, you can only find a very few, I think it's maybe 2 live performances of this song. What a really interesting song, though. I recommend it if you're a fan of this band. And first of the Toxicity material is the promo single for Prison Song and Multiply, still in its original cellophane. And one of my, well, actually it is my favorite single, is Aerials here. It has been opened already, but it's been repackaged. And on this includes Aerials, live versions of Toxicity, Sugar, and Pluck, and the music video for Aerials, which I believe is on PC format, not DVD. Here's the Chop Suey single. Uh, Obviously, for those who really know about this material like I do, you'll notice something wrong with this picture, and that is the Darren trading card that is in this. The reason why I actually put this in here was because I had found an Aerial single for sale, maybe like $2 or $3, or for $2 or $3 in a music store, and I decided to get it, but the jewel case was in horrible condition. The CD was trash, it skipped horribly, but the card was actually in really good shape. So after I got the Aerial single that I just showcased, I decided to keep the trading card because you don't really see these a lot. And I decided to stick it in the Chop Suey single like they had it in the Aerial single, because this single it's formatted, or it looks the same as one of the Aerial single versions. And then on this disc includes Chop Suey, which I believe is the radio edit, and live performances of Sugar and War and the Chop Suey video on PC format. And here's that trading card. It's in really good shape. No tears, no creases, no blemishes, no water damage. Kind of a little bio and a magazine review on him. And here is my Toxicity single that I own. The outside is it's in decent shape. It's probably, out of my entire collection, this is probably the most beat up item that I have, only because I got it for cheap online. I may replace it in the future, or I might just hang on to it and buy a different version of it. But obviously you can see the tracks here. And see if I can kind of sneak it out. I'm not going to try and force it, but I'm not going to fight with it. But the disc is the same color as the outside case, with red lettering for the tracks. And the only single that they ever had from Steal This Album is the Intervision single, and this is actually a promo. It's a radio issue. It's not even for the public, I believe. And on the outside it just gives a brief overview of the material, or the background for the material that was on Steal This Album. There's a source date of, looks like October 30th, 2002. I don't know if that was the day that this was set to be sent out, or if it was the press date. But disc is in excellent shape. Here's another promo single. It's a 3-track. It maybe qualifies as an EP, but I don't know what to really classify it as, but I do keep it aside. I only bought this for, I only spent $3 on this at Best Buy. I bought it brand new, and it has live recordings of Forest and Prison Song from the Hurricane Festival from January 2005 in Australia. and it has the music video for Question on it. Really good for its price, and I believe Best Buy is the only location that sold this. See if I can get this one out. There we go. And my first Mesmerized single is the single for Byob. What makes this copy interesting is that all of the inserts in this pamphlet are in Spanish. So this is either a Spanish or Mexican import. So I think that's really cool. And on this is just, it's a 2-track with the clean and the explicit version of the song. And from Hypnotize I have both of the Hypnotize singles. There's actually 2 versions. This is the first. On this has just Hypnotize, the album version, and it has live recordings of Mr. Jack and War from the Hurricane Festival from Germany in June of 2005. The first version has this blue track lettering on it, and it's in a paperback case, like Mesmerize and Hypnotize are. And here is the second version, which I prefer. This is in a jewel case, and it's only 2-track. It only has Hypnotize and a live performance of Science from the Hurricane Festival at the same location and time. And this one is distinctive by its red track lettering. And the reason why I prefer this one over the other one is I think this recording of Science is phenomenal. I think it's a really good performance of the song. And my final single to conclude this video is the Kill Rock and Roll single, which I believe is the most recent one that they have. It may be, I don't know if no, yeah, this is the most recent. I don't know what I was thinking, but this is kind of hard to come by, to be honest. It took me a while to find one of these for sale. On this, it's just a 2-track single with the radio edit and the album version of the song. And just like the Intervision single, this is a promo release. Alright, I hope you guys liked the first half of my showcase of my albums and my singles. And if you're interested with this material, I recommend checking out the second video of covering the EPs, the cassette tapes, and the vinyl albums that I own. And that's about it, so I'm going to move on to the second video here. Thanks for watching.